Hello and welcome to the STCfit Learning Podcast. I'll be your host today. My name is Jason Galea and I'll be joined by Ben Scott. Thanks for joining us on our way to creating 1 million positive outcomes in personal training by 2030. The podcast is brought to you by STCfit Learning's Coaches Collective, a premium business mentoring service for PTs who want to attract the clients they want, earn a higher income, and have a long, sustainable fitness career. If you enjoy the episode, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcasting platform. A 5-star review goes a long way to helping us reach more people just like you. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
How are you, Jason?
Yeah, good, bro. How are you?
I was about to speak as you put the water to your mouth. So,
really?
It's not going to go well.
Yeah.
Early morning, mate. What's going on?
Tired as...
Early morning.
Yeah. We're getting the photos. Fancy edited, heavily edited photos for our house to go on the market.
So we can look at it and be like, that's not what that looks like when we get there.
Yeah, 100%. It'd be like edited for sure.
Yeah.
Like the colours and stuff.
Like when they do like pictures of the house at night time and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're coming at... I thought that. I was like, I wonder what time they're going to come. And I was like, if they come at like sundown, like that's kind of inconvenient for me.
Yeah.
But no, they're coming during the day. So not that it will be heavily...
Maybe that's a compliment to your house that they don't have to have it dark with the front lights on so the house looks much prettier. Yeah.
I mean, I said that before, like as if I live in a shithole, but the house is quite nice.
Yeah.
So it's just like, because it's yours, you're just like...
Meh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because you've sold it too, or like you're selling it, it's like I don't have an attachment to it anymore.
Yeah, and it's just normal for you. So other people are like, oh, this is a really nice house. And I'm like, oh, really? Awesome. Buy it from me.
Yeah.
Do it quickly because I can't be bothered. Oh, now we should do a podcast on selling a house. And I'm just going to be like, no, never leave.
Don't ever do it.
Don't ever do it. This is all the stuff involved.
I'll just keep renting forever.
Steph and I were like, so they come over to stage the house last night. And I don't know, for some reason I was just like, cool, to just be like a couple of beds and a couch. I'll just dump them in there and leave.
Yeah.
And then it was like boxes of shit, like pillows and blankets and all these little like ornaments
trinkets
and shit.
Yeah.
And it's fucking not it. Like, we have this little fucking table as we walk in. I nearly took it out last night because, like, me just fucking waddling down the hallway, like, in the middle of the night. And I was like, fuck, there's something here now. And then we were just like, well, we can't cook because they're all, like, in the kitchen and making it look fancy.
Yeah.
So just, like, sitting in the lounge room. We're just sitting in the lounge room eating, like, a fucking burrito bowl with extra chicken. And I'm just like, fuck this. Steph's like, I'm never moving again.
Yeah.
And I was like... Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, that's saving me a lot of money in the future.
You need to record that though. Like, just like bottle this feeling of how shit it is.
I know that like the words that she came out of her mouth aren't true though.
Yeah.
There's been so many things where like along the way, I wish I could like soundbite them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, you said that.
Because you forget this.
Like, we'll get all the furniture when we move in just so we get the right stuff. And it's like, we should get this. I'm like, no. We have to wait till we move in the house. No. We're getting it. Let's go get this.
Let's go get this today.
Yeah. I'm actually in a bit of a conundrum because all of the shit that we ordered for the house, because you try and time it, right? So that, because if they say it takes 11 weeks, order it 11 weeks out. Or maybe even 10.
Yeah.
And then if you have a week loo or either side, you can just like draw it out. So I have like a 3-meter dining table that I have 2 weeks to get. And we don't move out for another 2 weeks on top of that. So I don't know where I'm going to put this 3-meter dining table.
2 weeks to pick it up from where
I've got 2 weeks to pick it up.
Yeah, okay.
And then we won't move in for another 2 weeks, maybe 3.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then I have like a 3-by-3-meter couch.
Yep.
Which is on its way.
Yep.
And then I have like a king-size bed and... I think 8 or 10.
I don't think either of those things would even fit in my house without my furniture.
We were like, where's it going to... I don't even know where I'm going to put it, man. Like, because even I got a storage unit, but it's only like small ones. Like the big ones, like businesses use them because it's cheaper than getting a warehouse. Like if you just like ran an online business or if you ran something that was just, a little bit smaller.
Yeah, selling clothing and shit.
Yeah, it's just way cheaper to have your stuff in a garage style kind of storage unit. So I have no fucking idea what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm just really hoping someone buys my house this weekend
And then it's done.
And then I can just put all the shit in the house and we can just live with just like 2 houses worth of
furniture.
furniture.
In the back bedrooms and shit.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that that's the case. So someone buy my house. Where's the camera? Here, buy my house. I'll give you a good deal. Well, trust me, if you're going to get a good deal, now's the time because I'm weak.
Yeah. He's tired. He's over it.
It's like if you've got there's like a price range.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll fucking take it.
Just hit the bottom part of it.
It's like, my arms are pretty twisted right now. It's like you'd be able to get a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to sell my car the next couple of days and just buy like a run around because I've realised I've had my car for 2.5 years and I've done 12,000 Ks.
Yeah, I have that same
and I'm
thought.
Like, why am I paying for this?
Yeah.
It's sitting in the garage.
I have that same thought all the time. And then Steph's actually the reason we kept the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like, do you ever get that feeling like, now that you've had it, like it's fine, it's all right?
Yeah.
Like, because you know what it's like?
Yeah.
Because we used to talk about it all the time. It's like, I want something fast, and then it's like, I want something that's kind of like nice, and then it's like, once you have it, you're like, yeah, this is kind of okay.
Yeah.
But I only drive like...
If I was driving, I would probably keep it. But yeah, like you've got a runaround car as well. You got the nice car in the runaround.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, we'll keep Amy's as the...
Yeah, it's true.
She's so excited because it gets to go in the garage for the first time. Like, brought home a brand new car and parked it in the driveway. She was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, you got to weigh them up." Like,
I hope my insurance company never hears this, but yeah, me too.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't remember where I was going with that.
Cars.
I don't remember. That's fine.
You're buying a new car?
Yeah. So we're gonna get a runaround car, which would be exciting. But yeah, I think it was just the losing the attachment thing. It's just like, oh no. So weights on cars at the moment was the thing.
Oh, yep.
So I was like, I want to go in, say that car's there. I have this much cash and I want that.
That'll happen in probably like 10 months.
And then, I was looking it up and like every single car at the moment, if for new, is at least 3, if not 5 month wait.
Yeah.
And then because of that, most of the dealer demos, they won't sell them because they can't get them.
Yeah.
And then anything that's secondhand is overpriced because you can't buy a new one.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper to buy the new one.
Yeah.
And wait. So it's like my urgency kind of just went away because I was like, oh, I want it right now. It's like house settlement time to get a car.
You'll be able to get a good deal on your car. Like, that's the only thing that I've thought.
Well, that
about.
was the other thing
now's
too.
the time to.
Yeah, I think I've lost in 3 years. I've lost $5,000.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's like insane.
Yeah.
I should have lost that drive.
Like no Ks.
I should have lost that driving out the door.
Yeah.
Well, that's based on ones that have done like 50,000.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
See what the offer actually is.
I'm very intrigued about this whole like electric vehicle situation. Like actually, like if we were able to get electric vehicles now, I'd trade the Merc in and get one.
Yeah, we're not quite there, hey, infrastructure wise.
Oh, it's more just waiting time.
Yeah.
The EV6, which is probably like, something that I'd look at is like still, they can't get enough.
Yeah.
As soon as they sell them in batches and they just go like that.
Yeah.
I think it's like a 12-month wait. That Ioniq 6 that's come out, it's like, hopefully we get like a sponsorship or something from like car companies. That just got released. That looks sick.
Yeah, okay. The new Hyundai looks good.
Yeah, it's around that like kind of 70 mark.
Yeah.
Maybe 80 if you want the extra motor on the front, of course.
Yeah.
All-wheel drive, 2 motors and both axles.
You do.
Yeah, 100%. It's electric power. Like it's instant power.
Give me more of it.
Yeah. And that looks sick, but it's the same thing. It's like they're like, oh, we don't know when you're going to get it.
It's here.
Yeah. So, but I reckon like once the electric vehicles start coming and they're more accessible, I'll probably just drive in and drive out. Yeah, if I can.
Yeah, I reckon I'll probably, hopefully, timing wise, that'll work for when I sort of move out of the city.
Yeah.
Because obviously doing the Ks would make it worth it.
Yeah. The infrastructure's getting there too. Like they're getting those like really high powered charging stations at like petrol stations and stuff now.
Yeah.
We should call them fuel stations. Yeah. They're not petrol stations anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So because like that's the other thing. It's like, oh yeah, you can charge your car in like half a day. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like if you don't have
half a day.
If you don't have the high powered charging at home.
Yeah.
There's a triphase or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you just plug it into the wall.
Yeah.
Gives you like 5 minutes of charge.
Yeah, I think when I haven't looked at it for ages, but it was like you had to pay $15 grand to get the thing on the wall at home and all of that.
If you wanted to fast charge it at home, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But I assume eventually houses will just be built with it.
You think so?
Yeah. It'll just be part of like fucking Henley Homes.
Just have
will
solar
just have
panels everywhere, like up the driveway, in the backyard.
The whole roof. So how was Friday for you, Jace? So our bigger, stronger, faster. Bigger, faster, stronger.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Intensive.
Yeah, it was fun.
Very outside of your typical...
We got to do some practical stuff for the faster, and I was moving like an absolute weapon. Never felt so nimble.
The narrator comes over the top. He was in fact not moving like it.
I surprised myself with the level of coordination that I had for the...
I think I only saw you do same arm, same leg, maybe once or twice.
Yeah,
so that's a definite
I had to think about it for a moment. There was the one where we had to do the double and stop.
Yep.
Yeah, so
you're doing same arm, same leg.
Yeah,
right now?
yeah. I'm sitting in a chair. So yeah, that was good. But I thought coordination-wise was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. For like not having done any of that stuff in years.
Yeah.
Like years.
So we spoke the other day. You said you were going to put it into that little sequence we did into your weekly training.
Yeah, well, I haven't trained yet because I hurt my neck. So.
Correct. Yeah. But it's still...
Mav hurt my neck.
You're still...
Yeah.
Looking positively at it?
Yeah, so I wrote a program... and because I'm a shit coach, I wrote it for someone else and took it for myself. Does that mean I'm a shit coach if I do it for me?
No, if you wrote it for them first.
Yeah.
Not the
but
other
like
way
two people
around.
can't do one program, yeah?
Yeah.
Come on.
God.
Because you're a shit coach if you do that, right?
No templates.
I got a client, him and I are the same. We're the fucking same.
Yeah.
Like I'm 2 inches taller than him. For the first time in my life, I'm taller than someone.
Poor bloke.
Yeah. He's like massive chest, massive shoulders, massive quads. And I'm just like, okay, so we are the same. Like our leverages are exactly the same. And so I wrote a program for him, and then I was looking at it, and I kind of the way I train myself is different to my clients, right?
Yeah.
Shock. So I kind of like go in the gym and I'll feel out some movements and write my program when I'm in there.
Yeah.
Rather than like sitting there for an hour in the office and going, oh, okay, so this is what's going to look like.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a like go in and see what this is going to feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I looked at what I wrote in my notes to what I wrote on this program, they're very similar.
Yeah.
But like there's a little bit of ab work and a little bit of this. So what I've done is I've taken the ab work out, and that's when I'll do
the running
drills.
Yep.
So I was like, it's just a like for like swap, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Well,
Ish.
Yeah. Why not?
How was your trunk after well, you saw it all anywhere?
No, but like I wasn't able to generate
enough.
Like I was in that phase where you're just like, I don't even know what's happening. Like my arms are just fucking arms and knees. I didn't even know I could lift my knees as high as I was.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. About to break something, just lifting my knees now. So yeah, that was good.
Yeah. The A skip is very fucking challenging.
Yeah. Is that
where you gotta? The skip is with the bounce.
Yeah.
So you knee up, bounce on the planted leg, like you're skipping on a rope.
Yeah, that's
and
the
then
one.
Change. Like I find the triples, you just bang 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 stop, bang 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 stop. Like they're okay. It's the bounce for me. I can't get that.
I feel like I did all right with it. I did all right with that one actually. I didn't do too bad. We used to do that.
They're not hard. I'm just shit then.
I feel like it's got to be like riding a bike at some point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all there.
We used to do all that stuff when we played.
There.
I was an athlete. I did play at a high level soccer as a child. Yeah. And then into my teens. So it's all there.
Yeah,
if I drop like 15 kilos, like it'll come back.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes. So I had a chat with Max yesterday, and I was just like, this training for health thing, it's just like, it's not getting me out of bed. I'm fucking bored.
Yeah.
So I found this it's a CrossFit gym in America or something. They have a criteria for you to be able to enter their classes, their advanced classes, which then is like their competitors.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to be able to do all this just to come to the class. And I was like, okay, I want to be able to do all that.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone, so I can't read it out to you, but it's like
pistols. Do you want to use my phone to get it, or?
No, it's okay. Just it'd be boring to read it out anyway. But so it's like the things
that CrossFit. So I was like,
the things that scare me the most is going to be like handstand walks.
Yeah.
Pistol squats.
That's one leg with the other leg out.
Yeah, 20.
Ew.
Yeah. Remember at the Bucks? It didn't go well.
I don't remember
Couldn't
the
do
Bucks. All I remember is doing like 400,000 push-ups.
I'm pretty sure there was $50 on the table for me to do one pistol squat. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a few other things, and then like ollie lifts and a few other gymnastics movements and stuff. Max sort of thinks that like with the ollie lifts, I'll be strong enough to just muscle it.
The pistol squats?
No, the Olympic lift stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's like a snatch number and a clean and press number.
Yeah, okay.
That's like a standard.
So yeah.
It's like, you should be able to just muscle then. Be fine. So yeah, change of training direction. But yeah, Friday was good. I had I'm curious as to, because I've obviously started to move that direction with my own training, done a little bit of like investigation myself, and my week's training kind of looked like that. Yeah. For you, how was it? Obviously presenting about hypertrophy for people who want to be athletic. Yeah. And then like Carl and Max talking about like actually producing speed and power and programming that across the board.
Well, I got off lightly because I just went in first and just didn't really reference it that much. Yeah. And kind of was like, they'll talk about how to do all that stuff. I'll just tell you about the meat and potatoes of getting jacked. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's not as complicated as people make out. You know, I think that when you get some skin in the game, there's a large amount of crossover that happens when you've got the task that the person needs to do for whatever, you know, sport it is that they do, and then you're just pulling in an element that they need to amplify, and just making sure that they maintain a degree of the task that you're trying to train, or the exercises that are reflecting the tasks, and then it's just making sure you don't go too far, you know. Because with muscle growth, like you can go too far with someone who needs more for their activity. You can you can do that spillover effect, like, you know, getting that big that you can't hold something, or getting that big that, like, you know, I use the reference of like when Kobe got jacked one season, and then his shot was shit. Yeah. And he was like, nah, this is not working. So then dropped the weight. Yeah. So it's like you can go too far with the, but it's like clanging and banging in the post is like, it's good to have some size, but then it's like, what's your main objective? That's it. And it's like, what physical characteristics do you need to support that? And then it's like, okay, so we just want to sit on that higher end, you know, and it'd be the same with most other sports as well. Like we referenced NFL a fair bit for a bunch of Aussie guys. And
I think they're just the most impressive athletes.
Well, yeah, they are, especially the ones that have to run. Like
most of us want to be, be
the running backs.
Like a wide receiver. Yeah,
wide receiver, running back is like those two. Yeah. You're just like, they're the fucking most...
weapons.
They're the most desirable athletes. Yeah. Like if you look at it from like athletic ability and a combination of aesthetics as well. Yeah. It's like they can...
I don't know about trying to find jeans for a running back's ass though.
Yeah.
Some thick ball.
Man, they can sprint like, you know, what's their 40-yard dash, like seconds, and then they can literally stop
and change direction
on a dime and move. It's like, it's incredible. And like,
and jump and spin and cut and
take force. Like it's nuts. So I think that but even then, it's like that person's like got a ceiling of like how big they can get. Yeah, you know, like
because there's stuff to be able to move.
Yeah, because that's right. It's going to affect whatever it is. So I think like from that perspective, like it wasn't that difficult. Like the boys did a great job of like articulating how to do, you know, their elements of it, and then it was more of a like, you know, we all said it as just like, what's the main focus for the athlete at the time? Yeah. You know, once someone's got the muscle mass, it's very easy to keep it. I think that's something that's, you know, important to understand as well. It's like, you don't need to do too much to maintain. You don't need to do anywhere near as much to maintain the muscle as there was to achieve it. Yeah. I think it's just about like, you know, getting the periodization right. Yeah. So it's just like, where in the macro cycle is it best used to put on size? And it's probably going to be like for athletes or whoever, like the periods where they're not playing their sport, or you know, not doing a lot of the main tasks that they have.
While the boys aren't here, we'll compliment them. I think they do. I think they do a really good job of bringing down anxiety around that kind of whole world. Yeah, because like I would have looked at that 6 months ago at the thought of programming an S&C program and just been like, nah, I've fucking got no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, but you could sort of go in and, like you said, it's like, oh, it's the same principles. You just got to like learn each little thing. Understand how it impacts volume and recovery and all of those kind of things. But yeah, I took a lot away from it. I took a lot more confidence away that what I'm already doing for those type of clients is good. And then how to like continue to improve it, I guess.
Yep.
Because most of it's like the same. It's like you have a starting point and then you see how that works for the first program and then you adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. It was a good day.
Yeah, it was good. Just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, it would have been nice to do a full weekend. That would be sick.
Yeah. That's. I think that's where like it should probably move.
Yeah.
Because like even just running through all the things that I spoke about.
Yeah.
It's like, I've done 3 hours on this component, 3 hours on this component, 3 hours at least. So it's been a 9-hour workshop or 9 hours of like speaking into 60 to 90 minutes. So it really wasn't intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be good to have a bit more time to just go, into the weeds on it.
Yeah. And then I just scared the shit out of people with mine.
Yeah.
So we had, for those, for the listeners, I'll tell you, but for the listeners, we basically designed a reel. So what happens with most people when they go to seminars is they do the seminar, they leave the seminar excited. That was really cool. I learned heaps, blah, blah, blah. They get to work on Monday and nothing fucking happens. They don't change anything in their business. They can't actually articulate what they learned to the client. So there's really no like application. It's just like maybe 4 pieces of knowledge stay within your circle and you keep going. So what I thought would be the best thing to do was like use our content generator and how we write content based on the client problem model.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so what was your takeaway from today? And I think the one we used was like your volume landmarks came up. So it's like, understanding volume landmarks, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, so what does the client actually care about? How does that represent? It's like, a lot of my clients burn out every 4 weeks because they train too much. Or they were before they came to me, sort of thing. It's like, okay, cool. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And then, I think they were all like, oh, this is cool. We're writing it out and I'll be able to go make a post. And it's like, all right, go find a corner of the gym and film it. And everyone was just like, one girl nearly went home.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, have we got much left? I'm a head out. I'm like, hey, if you want to go, we can go. I think that was enough to be like, fine, I'll fucking do it.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, I haven't seen the post go up yet, but hey, at least she filmed it, so that's good. It's good to see.
Yeah, I've seen a couple already.
Yeah. Mel's did really, really well. I think she messaged me yesterday. Actually, she did a second one on another topic from it, and they've both gone to 4,000 like instantly views. Yeah. For her reels, which is like over top end of her regular views. Yeah, which is good. So I think looking at how it all ran, I'm really. I think it was really positive how it all came together. Having a couple of days would be sick. So then we could do more practical stuff. Yeah. So I'd like to get them to like write a blog and stuff like that. A resource, which is something we're going to talk about today if we actually ever start content for the episode.
Well, maybe we should.
So
I've got a photographer coming to my house.
Yeah. So the heading for today's episode was how to take a holiday as a personal trainer. Yep. So because of on the workshop, we had a couple of people that were like, oh, I've got clients on Friday morning, I can't come, sort of thing. It's like, it's funny because what we teach to come, like we teach you how to be able to take that time off. Yeah. But we ran the workshop when you needed to be able to take the time off already. So it didn't. Yeah, we
ran the workshop like as if you'd already
learned what we were
about to tell you. Or what we should teach you.
Yeah. So one of the big things with PTs, and like we've had trainers come through Standout PT that are like having anxiety attacks almost because they're sick and they're going to miss a day in the gym and that kind of stuff. So really important to be able to have a business that allows you to not be there sometimes and still get paid. Yeah. So whether that's a sick day, whether it's holidays, whether it's your clients going on holidays, like to try and bring some steady flow to your income over a period of time. Yep. So the starting point for that is going to be in your documentation, like your sign-up process, what's involved, and essentially we call it a client agreement. It's essentially terms and conditions of working with us. So a couple of things that PTs still don't do, which I forget that they don't do, but they don't. Minimum term is 12 weeks. Yeah. It's the first thing. Remember, everything's going to be front-loaded. It's going to take you 12 weeks to get a substantial outcome with the person. always, without a question, always a 12-week minimum.
Yeah.
So that leads us to a lot of PTs now are like using Stripe and a few other kind of models like that you can't set a minimum term because it's like it's easier than a direct debit system.
Yeah.
It's not if you don't keep the people.
Yeah.
Like what's the stat of how much harder it is to get a new client?
It's 25 times the resources.
25 times, yeah. So thinking about just managing your direct debits for an hour a week to keep all of your clients for a minimum of 12, like I would say that trade-off is pretty good.
Yeah.
And none of this other stuff really works if you don't have the direct debit model going either. In terms of companies, like you can choose your own. We use Debit Success because we sell higher ticket items and the debt collection stuff is worthwhile to us. We've used Easy Debit in the past. You've used Easy Pay back in the day?
Sounds, I don't know. I don't know what they're called.
Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's just shop around and find the right one for where you're at. And then the big thing to consider, and we've moved around based on this, is like the overdue charges that go to your clients. So I think Easy Debit bumped up to like $20 or something for a dishonor fee, and that was when we left them.
Yeah,
like, that's fucking
someone said they
much.
maybe they brought it back down.
I have heard that they did. Yeah.
Probably wasn't a good move.
Yeah. So yeah, signing people to a 12-week minimum term, direct debit, done. Definitely do that.
Yeah.
Second thing inside that is you want to have the idea or the I guess clause or term or condition in your contract that says that you'll pay every week, and if you miss sessions, they're caught up.
Yep.
So you still, as a trainer, have the scope. If someone messages you like, hey, I can't do this week, to make up that session for them, you can put in a 24-hour cancellation. So if they don't come, they don't tell you, they lose the session. But if they do tell you, you can do catch-ups and move around that, which starts to flow into this like, hey, I'm actually sick as a dog and I can't come in today.
Yeah.
We're going to catch up your session over the next 1 or 2 weeks or whatever. When did you start? Do you remember when you started doing that?
Well, would have been, when you and I started working together. Because before that, I had no fucking idea what I was doing.
Just taking cash, probably.
Yeah, and it was like, just Christmas. Christmas took 2 weeks off, just never got paid for it.
Yeah.
Went to Thailand for a month. Yeah. Oh, that was all right. I was a bit crafty. I think you to train my clients the first time. So yeah, I just like would subcontract that. But like, if I was sick or anything like that, it was just like
take the hit.
Yeah. Because I just didn't really. I was just trading time for money.
Yeah. So you want to have in your agreement that if either of you are away, that those sessions be made up. So the way we term ours is it's a membership. So you're not paying for sessions, you pay for a membership, and included in those in the membership are the sessions. So we move on from that. What have we got in the notes there? So you've got your T's and C's, your client agreement. You want to put that probably as many times as you can. So when they sign the direct debit, it should be in the T's and C's there. Then you want to have like a roles and responsibilities type thing, like expectations of you, expectations of the client. So that's communicated again, because most people won't read their T's and C's. And so you're always just consistently talking about it. What other documents did I have in there?
No, I think we're good for documents.
Sweet.
So now it's making that shift towards like not trading time for money in the session. And like, how do we do that?
Yeah. So if you are going to sell that you've got a membership, what's your membership to?
Yeah.
What else is there? So if you're starting out, or to be honest, even if you're a long way in, it's really easy to sit comfortably and just churning out sessions week to week. So it's like, okay, well, what things can we do to create an environment that sustains an outcome when you're not there?
Yeah.
Hey guys, hope you are enjoying this week's episode. If you are, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to head to the website where we have all our free resources, gifts, products, services, and merch for you guys to enjoy. All right, let's head back to the episode.
So one of the main things we always get pushed back on is 30-minute sessions.
Yep.
People always freak out because they're like, oh, I can't do everything in that much time.
Yeah.
But it's on purpose because it ties into this.
Yeah.
Yes, it's more money per minute. You can charge more. You get more session frequency, etc. All of that is great. From this context, if you can teach someone to warm up by themselves, do some of the session with you, and then train by themselves to finish the session, they've got that appointment to show up, so they've got that accountability, but they're also building the confidence and skill set that they need to be able to train by themselves.
Yeah.
Because very few of a low percentage of your clients are going to want to pay you to train 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And you probably don't want to train them 4 times a week.
No
because
way.
there's not many people that you want to hang out with 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So if they're doing 1 or 2 sessions, you need them showing up by themselves for the other 2. If you're away for 2 weeks, you need to get them to show up 8 times without you there.
Yeah.
So getting them to do that stuff by themselves is vital in making that work.
Yeah, it's that taking that shift towards autonomy away from dependence, which is what, like, a lot of trainers think there's going to be better offers, like making that person reliant and dependent on the trainer so that they're going to stay. But if those, you know, if you want to take time off and stuff, like, you're shackling yourself to your business just with, like, your thought process behind that.
Yeah.
And then it's not encouraging that person to go off and do, you know, there's 7 days in a week. So if they're only seeing you once or twice, even 3, it's like, what are they doing on those other days?
Yeah.
You know, are they learning and skills and establishing habits to, you know, maintain their goals or, you know, work towards them? It's like, it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
So moving towards an autonomous approach of coaching, which is giving them situations where, you know, they're comfortable, they're accountable, and they're working with you, and then going, okay, so you just got to finish this bit off. I'll be in the gym, so if you got any questions, let me know, which they don't.
Yeah.
And it's always just the fluff and buff stuff at the end. You guys do the meat and potato stuff at the start. It's like the confidence that gives that person to go into the gym on their own and do their own program is huge.
Yeah.
And then it's not an accident. They train 5 days a week, and might only you get to a point where they see you once a week, and you can kind of shift your focus to another person because they need more time and, you know, get more clients or whatever. Even transfer them online. You know, once you create that autonomy, it's like,
how many trainers want to start online businesses?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's the easiest, you know, pathway to online coaching. Is your current client base, especially those ones where you feel like you're just babysitting them. You've got a good relationship, and it's just a habit now. It's like, if you just sit there and you're not troubleshooting anything and you're not really kind of giving much to the session, just because that person's at a point where they haven't realized yet that they need the structure and the accountability, but not maybe necessarily like the nuanced coaching in the session. It's probably a perfect opportunity to be like, cool, you're going to take way more advantage of this online system than what we're doing now. And then get somebody else in.
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot in that, both in terms of your ability to create value when you're not there, but also just actually getting results. Like the fear you said of losing a client, it's like, if you're getting them results, they won't leave.
Yeah.
And they're more likely to get results on if they're showing up 3-4 days a week without you, or if they're just doing the 1 session, 2 sessions, they see you every time.
Yeah. How frustrating would it be as well every week just talking to the same person about the fact that they didn't really show up, but you're not really doing anything to help facilitate that as well. It's like, that's just a very unfulfilling cycle to kind of spend every day in.
So then other stuff that you want to kind of layer on top of that is making sure, again, it's that fear. The reason trainers don't give out programs is because they're scared that if I give a program, they'll do it by themselves. They won't. Like, they could have downloaded a program from the internet before they met you. And they weren't doing that. So, like, maybe they won't.
Maybe do your job.
99.9% of the time, they won't, because your job is to get the outcome for them. And it's more than just what's on the program. So,
job's to be good at writing programs too.
Correct. Yeah. So program, that's going to obviously allow them to do those extra sessions and stuff. So if you're away, again, they know what to do. Wake up sick. Hey, you know what to do with your session. Session 4 today, whatever, of your program. Let me know how you go. Off you go. You're on holidays. Sweet. Your program's up to date. There's enough in there for the next 2-3 weeks that I'm away. In you go. Then from there, like we obviously have a hybrid model already, and I think everyone should have some variation of a hybrid model. I used to sort of say that like a weekly check-in was a good idea for a face-to-face business. I'm not sold on that anymore. I think check-ins should be done from a client perspective, but executed in the session.
Yeah.
So the way I run mine now with my face-to-face guys is like, fill out all the data before you get here. During the session, during your rest periods, we'll go through it all. So tell me about this, tell me about this, tell me about this. And that gives structure and purpose to the session as well, so you're not just fluffing around talking about the weekend all the time. Way more accountable, way more interactive, and seems a lot better, because I think the biggest problem we've had with the guys coming through Standout PT, particularly when they transition from people who never had a check-in and now you're asking for one, they don't do it.
Yeah.
And trainers get super frustrated, like, I can't get your results if I don't get your check-in. It's like, we'll just do it with them.
Yeah.
To start with, like, even if they haven't filled in their data, do it during the session.
Yeah.
But it's there, and you're asking. Another thing that I find, it's super small. Get your clients to fill out their own program when they train with you.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you don't need to be on your tablet entering it. It's like, however they're going to do it when they're not with you, they should be doing it when they are.
Yeah.
So then they're learning that that's the standard.
Yeah.
And then same for the check-in. It's like, okay, well, if you haven't completed it, can you fill it out now?
Yeah.
Enter your KPIs. And then they're like, fuck, this is annoying. So they do it before they come next time.
Yeah.
And you're able to actually put that in together. Now, when you go away for 4 weeks, cool. And we talked about the note that says it's like a working holiday or a dead holiday, like you're off the grid. You can offer then a check-in.
Yeah.
Fill in your check-in, let me know how you're going, and I'll send a video while I'm gone. And you work one morning a week while you're away and still sustain your entire pay.
Yeah.
Not about outcome.
Yeah, 100%.
Is that how you manage your face-to-face guys, or they still do a full check-in?
It depends on the person. You know, I've got a couple that'll do that regular kind of check-in, no different to anybody else. And then I've got other people where it's just better suited to just have that reflection during the session, which is fine. You know, I was doing that for the best part of 8 years, you know, before I even thought about that check-in system. So I think a check-in is a check-in, how you check in. Like, I think I coined it in the mentorship as like, like an internal check-in and an external check-in. So that internal one is in the session. External check-ins like, on the computer, in some form of document. So like you just need to read the room a bit and know what's going to be the best for that person.
For the client.
Yeah. And it's not hard. It's like, how'd your week go last week? What'd you do well? What'd you not? What do we need to work on? That's pretty much the check-in. Yeah. Because if you get those things, like the objective data, like how much you weigh and how much you do this and like those things will probably get worked out if you just said what'd you do well and what haven't you. Yeah. It's like all of those things, working on those things and knowing that information is going to be the reason that this person's either working towards it or they're not. Yeah. Yeah. So I think you just have to be a little bit more. People have to be a little more fluid. Just with their method. Agreed. Rather than just, if they don't fill in the spreadsheet, like I can't help them. It's like we've been coaching people before spreadsheets. Fuck man, like you could play Snake on a phone when I first got one, and that was it. Like, so we've been able to facilitate outcomes elsewhere. It's just like we're getting a little bit too reliant on just that system and that only. It's when you just need to be a better coach, I guess, and ask the right questions. Yeah. Pop the right answers.
So we have both, obviously, the data tracker, which is, like you said, that objective measurement kind of stuff, even with some subjective measurements in it. But it's like data to assess the progress. Yeah. And then you have that second sheet that's more interactive. Tell me how things went. We look at training, nutrition, then what went well, what you need to work on, and then questions. So that is almost like a session structure. So tell me about your training the last week. Awesome. Do a set. Tell me about nutrition last week. Do a set. What was your biggest win last week? Do a set. Yeah. And then, okay, what questions, what obstacles do you have right now and how can I help?
Yeah. It's literally a guided coaching conversation.
Yeah. Which can happen in rest periods. And then because they're used to that structure, when you're not there, it can happen on a spreadsheet. Yeah. And then you've got the ability to go overseas because most personal trainers are in their 20s and want to take holidays and travel and do all that kind of stuff. So it's important to be able to shift that when you want to. We've had a couple of people, Mary, who we're hoping to get on the podcast soon, just like up and move to Bali. We've got Amy, who's just jet setting everywhere. She's been gone I think 3 months and just has no return ticket, online coaching. They were able to do that because they had these structures in place that allowed them to, I can just do this on my computer anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, I think that's the test. Is that if you can just pull yourself out and plug yourself in anywhere, or you can even just say it, like, I can work from anywhere, then you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Or even if a facet of your business can work anywhere, because like you guys are probably still on that face-to-face stuff, which is really good.
Yeah.
But it's like majority of it can still be plug and play anywhere. Gives you a bit of flexibility.
At least like you can go away and not lose half your business when you come home.
Yeah.
Which is what usually happens.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, I'm just going to go on holidays, and if it's a long one, like 3 months, like I've had people at the gym that I used to work with, they literally just like cancelled training, and they're like, I'll
start again.
Yeah, I'll just sign a new contract when I get back.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You can start again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those clients that you're going to have in 3 months are going to work with somebody else.
Yeah.
It's very unlikely they're going to come back. So it's just like, could it have been done a better way?
Yeah.
And I think the membership stuff is really where those solid foundations lie, because you're not trading the session. The value's not in the session.
It's in the outcome.
The value's in the outcome, and the membership facilitates the outcome. Yeah.
So beyond that, we want to start, and this is what we worked on in the workshop yesterday, was like starting to build an ecosystem of resources for your clients. So we've played with lots of different methods to do this. I think when I started creating client resources, it was all in G Drive. It was like links and documents. One folder was like, start here. This is how to use your program, blah, 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 blah. I think the most effective way to do that at the moment would be like YouTube video series.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do the G Drive thing again. I think I would make listed and unlisted playlists on YouTube that explained all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, YouTube's where it's at.
Yeah, so if it's specific stuff around like how to read your program, that's an unlisted video that no one else can find. But if it's like tips on sleep management, make it public.
Yeah.
If it solves the problem for your client, it might solve the problem for someone else that finds it, and then that someone else that finds it wants to work with you.
Yeah.
So that's an awesome outcome. You've created a resource that then became a piece of marketing material. The other, I guess, channel you can go down with that is Medium, which is like an article hosting website, essentially, almost like an online magazine that you can put articles into.
Yeah.
And you can make similar things, or you can make like, I guess, not a playlist, a series in there as well that's specifically about a certain thing. So that's also another way you could go about it. I would suggest video is probably more interactive for your clients. Probably a better way to go about it.
Yeah, even a combination. Like, I think I was writing like PDFs and then just having hyperlinks to the video. So it's like a little bit of text, and you'd make this nice fancy PDF, or someone else would. You'd pay them to do it.
Well, these days you just go on Canva.
Well, yeah, and there's templates and stuff. And then you just have the text and then the hyperlink, and you send them the PDF, and they just hit the link to the video, and that's probably going to be a really easy, cost-effective way for some people starting out to kind of have the right medium to deliver that information.
Yeah. And then from there, obviously, you can go next level, which is going to be things like Teachable. We use Mighty Networks.
Yeah, Kajabi.
Yeah.
You name it.
There's a few others around that are like education platforms that you can host a course in. And then that course is your onboarding, it's your client resources, it's all of that.
Yeah.
So what we did with the guys yesterday is basically identify the 5 areas of their business that they cover in their coaching, or 3 to 5. So for us, it's like we talk about mindset, talk about training, nutrition, programming, and recovery. So they're the 5 areas that we know that if we get everything right within those, we'll get an outcome with the client.
Yeah.
So what we then went away was like, okay, what inside the mentality pillar do they need to know? It's like, well, we need them to show up. So how do we facilitate that the best way possible? How do we create some intrinsic motivation? Value-based goals, growth, ownership, mindset. Usually that ticks all the boxes that we need to.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, well, what do they need to know about programming? We write it, but they probably want some buy-in and just understanding like what actually goes on in the process, what we're thinking about, what's the specific approach that we take. So we create a resource for that as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously nutrition's a huge one. Like, we want all of our clients to be autonomous with their nutrition. We don't write meal plans and that kind of stuff. So they need to have a fairly thorough understanding of energy balance, macronutrients, micronutrients, all that kind of stuff to get buy into the process that we're going to do. So there's lots of resources on that. And then over time you could present it as a course, but really what it is what you're working through with your clients.
Yeah.
And if you can sit down and go, well, these are the main problems that my clients have. This is the method I have for coaching, and these are all the boxes that I want to tick with the person I'm working with.
Yeah. If
I tick every one of those boxes, do I guarantee I solve all of those problems and achieve their goal outcome? If yes, sweet. So this next step is like, for most trainers, they don't even think about what their method is. They've never thought about what areas that they really need to kind of focus on.
Yeah.
So taking a step back and being like, well, what are my client problems? Like, what are the clients that I work with actually battling with when they come to me? And then what do I actually do? So that all those conversations that you offhandedly have with your clients, and you have the same conversation 18 times a week with different people, what is that? What are you actually putting in place to get them the result? And start documenting that, start making resources for that. All of a sudden it's like, oh, wow. Like, we don't even talk about it in the sign-up process, but how many people afterwards are like, holy fuck, like, there's so much in here. There's so much more than I realized. Or even at the end of a consult, they're like, fuck, you talk about stuff I've never talked about with the PT. Yeah. Which sets you apart. And then the same, we get it in Standout all the time. Like, oh, I sat down with my PT manager and showed him this, and they're like, fuck, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
So puts you in the upper tier of that PT space in your gym, and then to be able to...
Makes you stand out.
It does. It does make you... Well done, Jason. So any other advice in terms of like being able to take a holiday, take a sick day?
I think that once you stop trading time for money and you develop that membership and you're confident in the way you would like your business to run, because I think there's a lot of confidence that needs to be developed from the individual to portray it to the clients, remove the fear. Which, like, you know, we talk about all the time, like the client runs the business, not the coach or the trainer.
Yeah.
But I think like a lot of that comes when you make those changes we just spoke about. Yeah. But if you actually run a business, then you know the boundaries of the business, so you can tell the people to work within them. Yeah. If you don't have boundaries, like it's the Wild West, right? Of course. Oh, you want to take this off, you want to do this, you want to pay cash, you want to tell me when you're coming in, and you want to cancel, and you want to do this, and you know, it's like that's breeding that client-run business, not coach-run business or trainer-run business. So, yeah, I think that like once you have all that stuff and you can have the confidence to stick to it, you can just be like, oh, you know, a couple of months I'll be doing this, or I'll be going away for a couple of weeks, or hey, I'm feeling unwell. You guys have everything you need to do. Message me, or just do what Reese did and just like, all right, I'm having 2 weeks off, and then just everything stayed the same. Yeah, and his clients were really happy with it. Yeah, and then he just came back. Yeah. You know, which just shows the value. Yeah, exactly. Shows the value. It shows you're in a pretty good spot. Yeah, and I think you just got to take the plunge once. It's like, just do it. Yeah. Like, they're going to come back. Yeah. If you're sick, man, like, your clients care about you. Yeah. They're not going to be like, how fucking dare you get sick? Like, you can't help it. They're going to be like, are you okay? Like, you know, and then when the next time you see them, they're going to talk about it. And then you guys are going to talk about the sessions and whatever, and you'll sort it out. It's like, yeah, the gym's still going to be there. Everyone's still going to be there.
I think the biggest part is being prescriptive. Like, we talk about that all the time. Like, being if you ask,
of course,
like, you're going to get an answer you don't want 99% of the time. We talk about that path of least resistance. Like, what's easier? If you go away, I have no accountability and I can fuck around for 4 weeks, or I have to fill out a form and do a check-in.
It's even just easier, like, just logistically. So they're just going to say yes. But if you just say, oh, we're going to do this, they're just like, okay. Yeah. You know, no different to, 2.5 years ago when they just closed down the whole fitness industry. Yeah. It was like, online. You could easily say, oh, well, what do you want to do? Yeah. Or you just say, this is what's going to happen. Yeah. You know, and they were two distinct paths that people took. Yeah. And
very, very clear outcomes.
Very different outcomes. And a lot of people struggled because they didn't ask the right questions and didn't command their business the way that they should have.
Yeah. Yeah, I think honestly, like the reason we initially survived and went on to thrive during that period was we told all of our clients, was it 2 weeks before?
Yeah, 2,
that
maybe a week. Yeah.
It looks like things are going to close. This is what's going to happen when it does. And the resources were done.
Yeah, and we didn't run a business that was reliant on us being there as well.
Yeah.
Like, it was a value add.
All this stuff was in place.
Yeah, all this stuff was so it was literally just, okay, so this is where we're moving now.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, so in terms of setting it up, again, this leads itself. We always talk about it tends to be better to get people on 2 sessions a week instead of 3. Partly because of the catch-up sessions is easier.
Yeah.
You can add a 3rd session a week for however many weeks to make up that you've gone away. So that's something to consider as well. So we offer 2 sessions and 3 sessions and just a little bit of like, most people do 2, pointing out the 2, like, do you want to do this one? Which tends to help. But setting it up, like if you're going to go away for 4 weeks and you're looking at it being like, oh, I've got 40 sessions a week, I can't do that. Yeah. It's like, okay, if you can add 10 to 15 for the 4 weeks before you go and the 4 weeks after you go, you're going to be sweet.
Yeah.
That's typically how I've done it in the past. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I've done that, and I've just had like, if there's no session involved, it's, your membership's this much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, if you've got someone you can't physically make those sessions up.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. So we just go to
a single session price usually.
Yeah, no session or single session rate.
Yep.
And then you still have things coming in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you want to take that like off the grid one, catch up sessions are probably the best model. If you're going to do check-ins and stuff, you could probably get away with just a price change.
Yeah, it depends on the time of the holiday, I guess. As well, too.
Yeah.
If you're taking a month off, it's like
it's a lot. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So that's again like just have the membership. This is how much it is, and then have your sessions added in on top. So at least then you can just pick and choose how that works.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people won't take the holiday because it's like, if you think about it, you've got to save for the holiday and then also save 4 weeks of income while you're away. I think that stops a lot of people from doing it. So I think if you can find a way, whether it is catch-ups or just bringing that price down to do it, makes you last. Like we talk about, one of the main outcomes for us is allowing people to last in the industry.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Being able to actually take, like a normal human, 4 weeks off a year and 10 sick days a year or whatever.
Yeah.
Being able to actually have that in your armory is like, that's probably a good thing.
So, like, one thing that's undervalued, which I've had tremendous success with, is subcontracting your sessions out.
Yeah, it works
especially for a long period of time. Like, I went to Europe for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I just subcontracted the sessions out.
6 a.m.'s your dog.
And then, it was just like, well, but this only works, guys, if you micromanage everything.
Yeah.
So you have to write the 4 to 6 weeks of their program. You have to let the coach know exactly who you're working with, what their goals are, all of that stuff. Have, maybe like a few adjustments or maybe the course of like how things are going to work.
Yeah.
I remember I had a couple people in contest prep. So I was like, this is how this is going to work. I obviously touched base with the coach while I was away because I was invested in my clients. So it only works like that. I had a couple of people I took care of for other trainers and I was like, okay, cool. So where's your program? Oh no, we just do whatever. Or they just said, you'll take care of it or whatever. So it's like, okay. So as soon as they started to experience the way I did things, it just got really awkward by the time they come back because a lot of them or a couple of them were like, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is not how I can't. You can't. You have to go back, for the sake of, us working harmoniously in the same.
Go back for a month at least and then you can come back.
Yeah, so it just got awkward because, they get to obviously experience. But if you guys are listening to this, obviously be invested in being the best. So you'd take care of all of those things. And then it's like, just have an agreement with whoever's taking care of the session. It's like you're getting paid for the time. You're not literally doing anything else outside of the gym. And then it's just like they
Which
invoice
means you can pay them fuck all too.
Yeah. That's it. So you can literally go 50-50 on the session.
Yeah.
And it's like, sweet.
Yeah.
And so that was a really successful thing. And it's like they just invoice you when you get back. You've got income while you're away.
Yeah.
You've done all your saving and stuff, and you just pay them when you get back.
Yeah.
Which is really easy. So very effective. Especially if you work in like a big box gym where most people
lots of other trainers around.
Yeah, there's lots of trainers, and you've got relationships with other trainers and stuff, and you trust them and
Yeah.
that stuff. You're just like, cool. And then, it's really easy. It's like an introduction, maybe 2-3 weeks out, saying, hey, I've got someone that's going to take care of you, again, being prescriptive. And then I just they'd meet in front of me. We just have a chat, like, yep, they're going to take care of you. Your clients obviously trust your judgment.
Yeah.
And then they just work out, swap contact details, work out when those sessions are going to be.
Sorted.
You're going to say, yeah, they've got their program, everything, and you're good to go. So it's a very, very effective thing to do for long-term, longer holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's everything you need to be able to actually take time off as a personal trainer.
So what do you do if someone doesn't have all of these things?
Head to www.stcfitlearning.com and check out the Standout PT program.
Yep.
If you're already in a position where you're coaching people, you're overworked, underpaid, you're looking to be able to start running your business instead of having your clients run it for you, which is what most PTs feel, then jump on the website, have a read over the Standout PT, and we are happy to do a business assessment call with you as well, which is free. So we jump on, have a look at your current settings within your business, where the low-hanging fruit is, what we can change to start improving that, and then obviously stepping into the Standout PT program as well.
Easy.
While you're there, if you're new and you're studying and you're just listening to this, trying to get some information, which we get a lot on the Instagrams, check out our mentorship program as well, where you can come and work under the STCfit banner for your first 12 months, which already has all of this stuff, and you can just plug in and play and train people, which is cool too. Awesome.
All right.
That's it.
Thanks, guys.
We got a double episode to record next week.
Oof.
So stay tuned to the lives on the
Lots
IGs.
of talking.
Yeah. All right, peace,
cheers.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning into the episode. Don't forget to like it if you liked it, and subscribe if you loved it, and share it with somebody who you think needs to hear it. Don't forget also to head to the website for all our free resources, products, services, and merch. All right, see you next time.